Even got a praying mantis. Quite a diverse breakfast menu.
Bear Grylls has made quite a name for himself by showcasing some of the most extreme survival techniques.
It's going to be a bit of a squeeze, but that is the ultimate sealskin wetsuit.
Welcome to The Rewind. Today, we'll be counting down the top 10 craziest Bear Grylls moments that you've got to see to believe. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for good luck. Number 10. Mel B peeing on Bear's hand.
So he got stung by a jellyfish, and I've seen it in movies before where if somebody gets stung by a jellyfish, you have to pee on them.
While this might not be the craziest thing that Bear Grylls has ever done, it's definitely one of the wilder things we've seen when you consider both parties involved. During an episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls that featured the iconic singer Mel B, Bear finds a jellyfish and picks it up to show Mel. Bear thought the jellyfish was dead, but when he accidentally drops it, the jellyfish stings him. Luckily, Mel B offers to pee on his hand in order to reduce the pain, and Bear gladly takes her up on that offer.
Mel B, she saved my life. No, that's not the other. Give me five.
Number 9. Swimming in a frozen lake. On average, about 200 people die every year from drowning in freezing water. Fully aware of these statistics, Bear decides to take on the challenge of swimming in a frozen lake. Of course, he has to take things to the next level, so he takes the plunge while wearing nothing but a pair of swim trunks. It can get very cold very fast, and that's why his crew monitors his vital signs and are ready to intervene at any moment as he takes on this downright insane challenge.
It's all about understanding and controlling your reflexes. Watch as my heart rate drops from 160 beats per minute to 55.
Number 8. Sealskin wetsuit.
Might well be able to make some sort of wetsuit out of that. It's gonna help me on this swim across there.
Thanks to good old Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in The Revenant, we've learned how to survive a cold night inside of an animal carcass. In similar fashion, Bear Grylls finds a dead seal and skins it in order to create a sealskin wetsuit, which he then uses to swim across the bitter cold ocean to safety. Grylls doesn't take all the credit for this ingenuity, though. He mentions that the Vikings were the original inspiration behind this wetsuit, noting that they used sealskin for clothing and even sleeping bags to protect themselves against the cold Scottish winters.
I've done everything I can now to face a long, cold swim in these frigid Atlantic waters.
Number 7. Jumping from a helicopter. Sure, jumping out of a helicopter sounds pretty crazy to most of us, but people do it all the time. Of course, Bear takes it up a notch by jumping out of a helicopter into the open sea and detaching from his parachute before he hits the water. He's gotta do this at just the right moment. If he detaches too early, he'll hit the water too fast and risk serious injury.
Get this wrong, and hitting the water is gonna be like landing on concrete.
Number 6. Eating sheep eyeballs.
Sheep eyeballs are extremely nutritious. They are high in protein and rich in vitamin A and D.
In an episode of Born Survivor, sheep eyeballs are on the menu. According to Bear, sheep eyeballs are very nutritious as they're full of protein and vitamins A and D. He then demonstrates how to carve the eyeballs out of a sheep's eye socket and then gives them a quick rinse in the geothermal water before chowing down. Number 5. Eating a bug burger.
There's gonna be masses and masses of protein in it.
Bear Grylls has eaten a lot of questionable things throughout his career, but one such meal was so revolting that it actually caused the director to vomit while they were filming the segment. After catching some bugs in a trap, Bear makes a gourmet patty of mashed praying mantis, crickets, grasshoppers, and beetles. Naturally, he removes the legs of the insects before mashing them into this patty. And there you have it, a protein-filled meal that provides enough energy to survive the day.
God, I've really learned to hate that taste.
Number 4. Eating a snake.
But they're still capable of killing you, even now.
The safest thing is to bury it.
Hopefully you're still with us after those last 2 gourmet meals, because we have one more for you. While most run the other way when they see a snake, Bear Grylls recognizes the vital food source in front of him and faces the snake head-on. In an episode of Born Survivor, Grylls comes across a puff adder, one of the most poisonous vipers in the world. As Bear explains, one bite from the puff adder could easily kill you if you're stranded in the wild with no access to medical treatment. Of course, Bear doesn't just turn and walk away from the imminent danger. Instead, he approaches the snake, kills it with a rock, and then goes one step further and takes advantage of his precious food source by biting right into the raw flesh of the dead snake.
But it's even better cooked.
Number 3. Drinking his own urine.
And horrible though it was, it helped keep me alive.
When you're out in the wild, food is obviously important, but you can only last about 3 days without water. So, what do you do if you're stranded in the desert with no water in sight? According to Bear, you can become your own source of water by recycling your pee. He demonstrates how you can make the most of what you already have by peeing into a piece of cloth or a t-shirt and drinking from it to rehydrate yourself.
That really is pretty horrible. It's like warm and it's salty.
Number 2. Giving himself an enema.
The Robertson family survived 38 days adrift because they were willing to do anything to stay alive.
Inspired by a family of 5 who managed to survive a shipwreck for 38 days, Bear decides to demonstrate the method of rehydration that helped them survive for so long. And what method is that, you ask? Well, apparently, when you're dealing with some rancid water, you can reduce the risk of vomiting the water back up if you bypass the mouth and take in the water via an enema. When consumed via an enema, the colon is able to absorb the water and provide proper hydration. So Bear decides to give himself an enema on a raft in the middle of the sea just to show people that it's possible. Now that is some dedication.
I guess all you can do is lie back and think of England.
And number 1, drinking elephant dung.
Pretty disgusting, but it could save your life.
As painful as giving yourself an enema may be, this one here is definitely a last resort when you need to hydrate. According to the survival expert, when you're in the wilderness and running low on water, you have some questionable options. One such option is to drink the fluids from elephant dung. Now, he does note that there's an obvious risk of contamination when drinking from such a source, but sometimes it is your only option. He proceeds to lift a giant pile above his head and then squeezes the fluids out of it and into his mouth. It's almost too revolting to watch. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather die of thirst.
But if you have nothing else to drink, it could buy you extra time.
Not one of the better drinks I've ever had.
But what did you think of our list? Before you leave, don't forget to give this video a like and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Check out these other videos from the Rewind, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another video again.